Who's my buddy? That's my buddy. Oh, hi. Welcome to Rambling on RV. I'm Carl. Tonight, we're going to start with a little something I call Cocktails with Carl. I hope you join me, and I'll give you a moment to pour yourself a nice stiff glass of something. I don't care. Hi, I'm Carl. This is Donna. Welcome to Rambling on RV. We're going to start tonight with a little something I call iced tea with Carl and Donna. So I'm going to give you time to go get you a glass of iced tea, and we'll be right back.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars.
Okay, glad you're back. Hope you have that glass of iced tea. Let's start talking. We want to tell you just a little bit about us because it dawned on us that you don't know much about us. So we live in Las Vegas.
So we decided a few years ago that we wanted a camper and we couldn't afford a lot. So we just bought kind of what we could afford. And we've kind of heard that saying before that you should, get what you can to get out there. And so our very first tent camper was just that. It had water, but no power?
No, it had no water, no power. Excuse me, no water. It had power.
Yeah.
Had no holding tanks, nothing. Didn't have
no
a
bathroom,
sink.
no
bathroom,
sink. Yeah.
no sink. It was truly a tent on top of a camper, and here is a shot of it right here. As you can see, it's small, and it is handy though. It's utility. It towed very nicely behind our Ford F-150 pickup truck.
It was everything that we needed at the time. And this one, I don't know if you can see him. Bentley was just a puppy. We just got him. And the way the tent worked was, it was like a little A-frame, and then each side popped out and had a queen-size bed on each side. But the whole thing was just plywood. And the way it worked was you pop the plywood out, and then there was Velcro. Like the tent came down and just Velcroed over all of the edges. And then there was a couple of straps for support underneath. I mean, it was just really just like this little makeshift thing. So our very first night in the camper, we're in there and we crawl into bed. Actually, I'm in bed and Carl wasn't in bed yet. And Bentley jumps up to...
Well, hold on a minute. One of our worries was that one of us, because we were each in a separate bed, one of our worries was that one of us would roll over in the middle of the night, and if we knew that if we got up against that tent portion, we would literally roll right out of the camper. And we were both very nervous, and we were both planning to sleep on the inside edges so that we didn't roll out one of the ends.
Because it was just Velcro. That was the only thing holding the tent to the bed.
It was so small that I worried that if one of us got on the back bed, not the one over the tongue, but the back bed, we would literally flip it up. It was that light and that small. So we were very careful inside of there. Go ahead.
So I'm laying in bed, Billy jumps up there with me, and he doesn't weigh then what he weighs now, but
you just kind of see his nose maybe.
He decides he's gonna go walk around behind me, and just about the time I realize that's not a good plan, it's like he was there and then boom, he wasn't there anymore.
He was gone.
Fallen and just fell right outside the camper. And Carl already had his pajamas on. I'm like, Carl, oh my God, the dog, he just fell out.
So I ran outside in just my pajama bottoms and no shoes, no shirts.
Pitch black.
And Bentley he was a runner back then. He would just, if he got off his leash, he was gone. So he was way down at the end of the street under a pool of spotlight, probably a good half a block from where we were. And of course, as I started toward him, he started running. And it took me a good 20 minutes to round him up, get him back into the camper, get everything Velcroed back together again, and then we went to bed. But we upgraded shortly after that, and we found ourselves inside of a 2013 Keystone Springdale
bumper pull. Was it 24 foot? What did you say?
It was 24 foot.
24 foot.
And again, it was what we could afford at the time. It was what we could do at the time. So we found ourselves inside of that thing, and it towed well behind the F-150. We had to do some anti-sway bar action on it because it liked to move around a bit, and it was a good camper.
It was a good
but our
camper.
first trip was a nightmare.
We thought we were gonna die. I mean, literally, we thought we were gonna die.
Well, you know, in the military, in the Navy, they have something when they launch a new ship, they call it a shakedown cruise. So we took our Springdale on a shakedown cruise, and I'm gonna let Donna tell you just a little bit more about that.
Well, we didn't go very far from home. We were, within an hour of home, basically.
Yeah, hour and a half.
But we live in Las Vegas. So there isn't anything in the surrounding area that isn't hot in the summer. And that particular weekend was really, really hot. It was 123 degrees.
And what did we do? We went to somewhere even hotter in our new camper, our new used camper.
It was Pirates Cove, which is close to Lake Havasu, Arizona. And so we are just doing our thing, right? We're getting our lawn chairs out. We're so excited to set up the new rig, and we've unhooked, and it's really hot. And did we have both dogs?
At that point, no, we just had Bentley.
Just Bentley. So we're trying to keep him cool. We're keeping him in the truck while we're setting up and everything. And then we're just doing our thing. And the whole time, like, we're putting out the rug, and I'm just putting all the slide outs out. I don't remember how many slide outs that
They had one.
They had one, okay.
They had one slide out.
Anyway, so we're just doing our thing. And the air conditioner, which we have turned on from the moment we got in there, keeps kicking off. And it's kicking off the breaker.
Yes, and we would find out later that they had to replace the air conditioner. It was still covered under a warranty at that time, and they replaced it. But we didn't know that at the time, so we kept flicking the breaker, going about setting up. It would run for a while, and then it would shut off again.
And then about every, 20, 30 minutes or so, it would be so hot that we would get in the truck.
Now wait though, that's when we decided we were done. We decided that we needed to now pack everything back up because we had literally unloaded everything, unpacked everything, unhitched, the whole bit.
It was like, do we go to a hotel? Do we go into Havasu?
We made our decision to,
what do we do?
We made our decision that we needed to pack up and go home. But we had our dog with us. We were both, we're not spring chickens, and we were both pretty hot in that heat. And so what we would do is when one of us would start feeling dizzy, and I like to say on the verge of blacking out.
I was seeing stars.
We would get back in the truck, we would zip over to Havasu, which is just a
15 minutes or so.
15, 20 minute drive one way. We'd zip over there in full blast air conditioner. We'd get ourselves a large soft drink at a McDonald's, and then we'd zip back, we'd do some more. We ended up making about 4 of those trips back and forth to cool off,
It was awesome.
to get ourselves packed up and back home to Las Vegas.
It was really rough, and then we ended up figuring out we had to take it in for service, and it took them like 3 months and a whole new air conditioner unit, and
so that was.
But lesson learned. The next time we went out in it, we went like down the street. Like we went to the closest RV place we could go to.
And we put up a photo of it. You saw it. It was again, it was a good step up from our tent camper. And then we finally decided that we needed a bigger, better truck and a bigger, better unit. So
Well, it was the trip to Big Bear. On that trip, your truck, the transmission heated up.
Yes.
It was quite the incline. And so that was kind of when we figured out the truck probably wasn't everything we needed it to be.
We had to pull over twice to let the transmission cool down in the truck. Luckily, we had a temperature gauge for our transmission. I could see that when it was getting hot, we would pull over and then we would get back on the road when it had cooled down sufficiently. It cooled down pretty fast.
Yeah.
We got back going again, but we knew then that even with our Springdale, which was pretty light, I think it came in at about 9,000 pounds.
Yeah.
We knew right then that we needed to upgrade the truck. So that was our next move. We got ourselves into a 2016 Ram 2500 Cummins diesel. Very happy with that. I don't think, regardless of the maker, regardless of the brand, I don't think you can get a bad diesel. A diesel's a diesel. So we got ourselves into the Ram, and of course,
he couldn't have been happier.
Oh yeah.
He's so happy.
Yeah, I mean, I had a nice exhaust system on my F-150. It rumbled pretty good. It was a 6.2 liter. But yeah, diesel was a dream truck for me, and now we have it. But then we decided, of course, we had the truck now, so let's upgrade again.
Well, we've always been campers as kids. Our families were always campers, and I love to fish, and so it was always kind of in our blood. And I don't think it was a big step for us to figure out that this was our retirement move. This is what we want to do. And we decided that we've got about 7 years before we can do that. But now is really the best time to get those ducks in a row and to start making that plan and working that plan and trying to get to that point where there's a lot of stuff you have to buy at first, a lot of little things that you have to get. It seemed like every time we went out, we were out buying stuff because we didn't have whatever it was that we needed. But we also knew as we built that repertoire of equipment, it would travel with us to the next rig if that's what it took.
And I tell my two sons all the time, our plan is to full-time during our 70s and become a burden on them when we're in our 80s. So we've got it all mapped out, and God willing, we're going to take you all with us too. So
absolutely.
That's part of our plan as well. So now we have a Keystone Sprinter fifth wheel.
2018.
2018. Very happy with it. Weighs in at about 13,000 pounds.
39 feet.
We think we have one more upgrade in our future. Not sure yet. Don't even really want to talk about it because I don't want to jinx it. But you've seen some photos of that as well during our opening sequence, I believe. And we're going to put a picture up right now for you to look at a little bit of our Keystone Sprinter fifth wheel. And we got this one, and in a later video I'll show you the kitchen. We got this one primarily because Donna is probably the best cook I know in the whole world. As a matter of fact, we just had dinner and it was excellent.
We're going to include a cooking video on this episode.
I forgot. We are going to do that, aren't we?
Yeah.
This cooking episode is not the dinner we just had, but we had that for dinner as well. Anyway, so we will show you her kitchen in her RV. It's a 3150, I believe. Anyway, it's got a kitchen. The rear end is a kitchen, and you'll see it when we show it to you clearly. But we really like it, and she really loves the kitchen. So for right now, go ahead and refresh your iced tea if you want to. Pause the video, and then come back. Donna's going to show you a great recipe. This recipe was not prepared inside the rig, but it could have been. We went ahead and used our kitchen here at home just so we could show you the recipe. And the other thing, and I'll remind you again later, but don't forget, if you like what you're seeing here, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to us. Clearly, the more subscribers we get, the more thumbs up we get, the more comments we get. We love comments. We will respond to your comments when I figure out how to do that.
And hit the little bell notification, and that way when we upload a new one, you always get the notification that there's a new video to watch.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So we'll see you after you see Donna cook.
Thanks, you guys, so much. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for being here. We'll be back though.
So I wanted to let you guys know that we're going to include a little cooking segment every once in a while. And today I thought that I would do something simple that we cook on our Blackstone grill. And so yesterday what I did was I started marinating my chicken. We're going to make Chipotle chicken burrito bowls, kind of a make it yourself kind of recipe. And so for this recipe, what I use is boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Normally I like white meat, but for this particular recipe, the chicken thighs work out really well. So I go with the philosophy of one of my friends who says, cook twice, eat once. So I'm making way more than the two of us could eat, but I'm going to be able to use it again for another recipe later on in the week. So these are my chicken thighs, and all I did yesterday was I put a rub on them. I sprinkled both sides of the chicken with Grill Mates Chipotle garlic, roasted garlic seasoning. So after I rubbed it down, then I let that sit in there for a few hours. And then all I did was add a little canola oil and some of this amazing stuff. This is called Nellie and Joe's famous Key West lime juice. And I've pretty much found it in every store I've been in. It's not hard to find, but it's really, really good stuff. And it's what's nice is I can just keep it in the fridge, and that way when I need lime juice, I've got it. Same thing with lemon juice. Of course, you could always use fresh limes if you wanted to. So a little bit of the lime juice, and then I left it in there overnight. And then today we're gonna go take it to the Blackstone and we're gonna grill it. Hi, this is my new Blackstone grill. I'm so excited we got this grill. We bought a new Coleman road trip and I was so frustrated cleaning it. And then we started seeing a few YouTube videos of people that had bought this flat top grill, and it's amazing and it's so easy to clean. We'll post some reviews about it, but it's awesome. The top of it is cast iron, and so I've already seasoned it, and there's lots of information out there about how to season cast iron properly, but you want to do a really good job seasoning it, and it'll help keep everything from sticking. And I've had this on now on high for about 15 minutes, so it's around 375, 400 degrees, and we're gonna cook the chicken that I marinated since yesterday. And the first thing you want to do is oil it. So we have a cover for it's a case that the Blackstone goes in, and then there's a separate cover for the cast iron cooktop. And so you just want to get it nice and oiled so the chicken doesn't stick. This is our beautiful boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and we're just going to put these on here probably about 3 to 5 minutes on one side before we turn it on the other. Just depends on how hot your grill is. Okay, so we're ready to flip our chicken. I'm just going to make sure it's all nice and caramely on the other side. It looks pretty good. So far, so good. I do like this grill a lot. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. All right. Looking good. You could add a little more oil if you think you need it, to keep things from sticking at this point. But I'm going to salt and pepper everything. A little trick that I learned from my food truck days is to put salt and pepper in one shaker container, so it just saves some time. It's 2/3 salt to 1/3 pepper. Okay, our chicken's done and it's beautiful, and we're going to take it off the grill, and then we're just going to chop it up into nice diced pieces for our burritos later. Okay, so this grill looks amazingly disgusting, and what's amazing about it is how easy it is to clean. So right after I take the chicken off while it's still hot, it's probably the best time to clean it, but if I've got something that I don't want to wait for, we'll go in and eat, and then I'll come back out later and heat it up and clean it. But right now it's hot, 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 and all I'm gonna do, the magic is I'm gonna squirt water on it. No soap. You never want to use soap on your cast iron. Just water.
I got it, if you can represent the zipper, I'm trying to keep it on it. We're going to fast here.
And then you just spray.
Along the backbone to the Pope's nose like so. Oh! Now I've done it. I've cut the dickens out of my finger. Well.
So I just set everything up like a do-it-yourself burrito bar, and everybody can just make their own. I've got flour tortillas, or I've got bowls if people want to just make a burrito bowl. Here's our chicken. I've warmed some tortillas up in foil. I've got cheese and all the fixins and rice, beans. We're gonna have a fun night. So come on and join us. And if you like our videos, give us a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe.
Well, hope Bentley's a lover, not a fighter, and a runner. He's a runner too. Hey, hope you enjoyed that cooking recipe that she put together. You think it looked good? You ought to taste her cooking.
I think you guys can cook anything you want in the camper, and everything that I cook in the kitchen, I can manage to cook in the camper, and I'm going to show you how.
So, hit the thumbs up, please subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when we do post a video, and until next time, we're glad you joined us at Ramblin' on RV.
You could.